Going over the all-wheel drive system on this Volkswagen Tiguan. We got the transaxle here, which gets its power coming off of the flex plate that's attached to the crankshaft of the engine. Comes through the differential to the front wheels, their CV axles. Then the power goes through the transfer case here, down the drive shaft, all the way back to this limited slip differential, which uses a clutch system to cause one side to slip, one side to lock up, vice versa, which sends the power to the wheels through CV axles as well. And this is the four-wheel drive system on a Ford F-350. Got our transmission here, and our transfer case. Unlike the all-wheel drive setup on that Tiguan, the F-350 uses a transfer case that you manually have to put in either 4-high or 4-low in order to get the front wheels to have power to them. Got our drive shafts here for the rear. Uses 2 drive shafts because excuse me, the drive shafts can't be over 72 inches due to mobility reasons. Then we got our rear diff back here, which has a floating axle setup. So if you unbolt this assembly here, you can pull the axle straight out. Come back up here. We got our transfer case once again, which diverts power from the transmission to the front wheels. So we got another drive shaft that goes to the front differential. If you come over here, we've got a locking hub setup. So if you take this and turn it, you can unlock it, full lock it. Around, same thing on this side. Here's your limited slip differential. It uses a governor and clutch packs. The way that it works is the governor will allow both axles to spin at a constant rate whenever you first take off, increasing traction and helping you get up to speed. Once you reach a certain speed, however, the governor will open up its weights like so, causing this to lift up and disengage. So now one axle is powering the vehicle, conserving on fuel. If one wheel is spinning, the other's not, say you lose traction, you're in a soft spot or something, what will happen is the governor will engage the clutch packs on the side, causing both axles to spin at the same rate of speed, increasing your traction. And you have your caps right here that are torqued down to spec to hold the differential in place, like so. On the ring gear, holding it in place, these are reverse threaded, or also known as left-handed thread, to prevent these from backing out as it spins. Pinion gear down here, there's a certain amount of backlash between here to keep everything in spec. Then we have contact patch paint in here to view the contact patch of the pinion gear and the ring gear. The way you would do that is you would apply it on some of the teeth of the ring gear on the drive side. And what you'd do is you'd spin the pinion gear to cause the ring gear to spin around. Then you would come by and view the area that it makes contact in. You'd want it to be more central, like in this area. Not too far in, not too far out. So make sure everything's in spec and working properly. This differential here is called an open face. It uses a spider gear setup. So you have your side gears right here, your spider gears here. Spider gears are held in by this rod. There's your ring gear down here, up underneath the pinion joint. There is the pinion gear, which is more visible on this side. The axles for this one are held in by a C-clip. So in order to remove that, you have to pull out this rod, pull out the spider gears, and you push the axles in to knock the C-clip out. Here's another open face differential setup. This one differs from the last one because it uses a floating axle setup, so you can remove the axle with the wheel assembly still on the vehicle on the ground by unbolting these right here, and you can just slide the axle right up. Here we have our constant velocity axle. On this end, it splines into the differential and the transaxle of a front-wheel drive vehicle. This is your high point joint. It uses 3 bearings and it slides in and out to allow movement with the suspension. You have your boot here, which holds the grease inside of here. What'll happen is if the bearings in here go bad, you'll have a clunking noise or a clicking noise whenever your suspension reaches an extreme angle. You say this and it slides out, it goes in. Or if there is a groove worn into the inside of the outer race of the bearings, you'll have a clunking noise, say whenever you're taking off or something like that. You got your shaft here. Over here you have your constant velocity joint, which would be the side that splines into the wheel hub. Your inner race is splined to the axle shaft. Then the outer hub is splined to the wheel hub using this spline right here. You have your axle nut here, which holds it in place. This side is referred to as the constant velocity because it's constantly changing velocity, so it's free to move pretty much in a complete circle if it needs to. Here we have the drive shaft for a rear-wheel drive vehicle. It's normally at an incline of 3 degrees or so from endpoint to endpoint. To measure that, you can use this inclinometer, which has a magnetic base, and you can stick it directly to the drive shaft.